Welcome to our Rolemaster Actual play session. Twilight of the Old Order is a campaign set in the world of Duyranaki, the continent of men. In this gritty, cutthroat world, politics, religion, and commerce are all intertwined and reign supreme. Characters need to be both smart and ruthless to survive. We hope you enjoy our story, and, as always, may the dice roll in your favor. This is episode 156 of Twilight of the Old Order. The Twilight Party have again picked up the trail of their foes, the Committee for the New Age, which has led them into an ancient underground complex. We pick up the tale just as the long, gruelling battle with the four metallic dog-like creatures has finished. Hello, I'm Chris, otherwise known as GM Chance, and it is our great pleasure to welcome you to our story, our Rolemaster tale this evening. What tale is that? I hear you say. That story is Twilight of the Old Order. We have 6 characters in play this evening. In a moment or so, we are going to go to a pre-recording. We caught up recently in person, as we do once a year, and when we did, we had the players of the characters up on screen quiz their fellow party members about how well they either know or don't know the characters that they're playing. And we're going to switch to one of those recordings. I don't actually know which one it is yet because I haven't done the edit, so it'll be a mystery to me, but we'll do that in just a second. Before we do, my regular thank you to all of our followers, our subscribers, the people that ask questions online, that are interested in our game, and just generally are supportive. Thank you very much. It really is appreciated. We love the support. Please keep it coming. Our plea, our request, if you're enjoying what you're watching, you've had a chuckle perhaps, or you find our games morally challenging or interesting, or you just frankly like us and you like the stories we tell, we'd really love either a like down below or even much better, a subscribe. A couple of seconds from you, millisecond or so from you, clicking a button down below really does help both the channel grow and also other people like you find our stories. Thanks very much. Right, as mentioned, we are going to cut to one of those interview recordings, and I shall be interested to see when I do the edit, who is it going to be? Let's find out right now.
Hi, I'm Anthony, and I play Eskel. My period questions for day 1 are: what is the name of Eskel's home city?
Oh, bloody hell.
Extra points if you can spell this name.
I'm going to kick it myself. I'm not.
You've got the macron on the eye. It's got a macron on the eye.
And answer
It's not. I know it's not.
Oh, I knew that.
Yeah.
And
I know it's
answer
not.
is Port City Shabidi.
Shabibi.
Oh, shit. Baby.
No, it's not
Damn. Not Timaruni.
Not Timaru.
Oh, I can't spell Timaruni.
2.
Oh, my spelling is so bad.
How many times has Eskel almost died? 2, 3, or 4 times?
Definitely not. Oh, I don't know.
As in he's got one or...
But it's almost.
Almost dies being the key word. I'm going to count 3.
Oh. Yes!
Almost.
I won't end up with
So
nothing.
he's only got one lifeline left.
it's
No, almost.
Almost.
Not actually.
Actual.
Oh, okay.
Oh, actually.
Actually died.
Right.
That's the next question. How many times has that
Like he
actually
almost died when he fell into the box trap.
Right, but he didn't actually lose a life.
He didn't actually lose a life.
That's a great
It's
question.
one of those bloody school exam questions. I don't need a question.
Yeah.
Question 3. Askell is half elvish. Which of his parents gave him the elf part? 50% chance.
Yeah, true.
Unless they're both half elvish. You've got a quarter from
I'm
each.
just going with fun. No, I don't know.
The correct answer was mum.
Ah,
Oh, nice. Nice. 2. It's a miracle.
Question 4. What's the name of Askell's mistress?
that's it.
Genius. She's a smart woman. I reckon Barbarella.
I like Barbarella.
And the correct answer is Dina.
Oh, very good.
Yes.
I don't know if it's
Alright.
stuff.
That one.
Oh, that's your sword or something.
Yes. That's yes.
Last question for the day. Does Askell use a cutlass or scimitar?
What's the difference?
Yeah, good question.
Degree of curve.
I think so.
Really?
Yeah.
I have
Correct.
Thank you to say
Oh,
all
length.
authority.
Length, yeah.
Day 1 questions.
There we go. Hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. We really enjoyed getting together. We play online, obviously, which is fun, and there are benefits of playing online. But this is, after all, a social game, and it was really great to get together. So hope you enjoyed that recording. All right, so we spend quite a bit of time in this campaign, in this game, unpeeling the onion about characters. And why do we do that? Because the faces up on screen are the alter egos of the players. Alter egos, maybe not, but certainly they're the creations of the players. And the more we get to know them, I think the richer the story becomes. Each week, when we're playing, I send out on a Monday a series of questions to the players to pique their interest or maybe elicit a response. And then when we play on a Wednesday, as we are now, players get to answer one of those questions. And tonight, we're starting off with Stara. Stara, the mic is yours.
So Jada's going to answer the question. There was something about slavery. Where are we? Does she believe... How does she feel about slavery? So she believes that you should never use someone as a means to an end. She believes that. She doesn't always follow it. So she's very much against slavery.
Mm-hmm.
And you could say she's Kantian, except he doesn't exist in this world. But that's her ethics.
Cool.
Kantian ethics.
Excellent. Excellent. Thank you very much. Who would you like to hear from, please?
Can I hear from Askell?
Right. Askell's also going to answer the slavery question. So initially, he didn't think too much about it. It was just used to it where he was growing up, quite common. But over time, as he's grown under his mistress, he has come to feel like he is a slave, and then to the point where he knows he is a slave. So yeah, he is quite against slavery now, in his mind.
Interesting. Okay. Watch the space.
Cool. All right, let's hand over to Giles.
Yeah, thank you very much. I'm going to have a punt at answering a few of these questions. I tried to answer them all with one little story, but I haven't quite managed that. So in Yotto's earlier life, he saw his father captured, put before a kangaroo court, and essentially given the choice of becoming a prisoner that amounted, in his mind at least, to slavery or death. and the latter was the end result of that. And as a consequence of that part of his life, that experience, he feels very negatively about slavery, not something to do on a good day, possibly associated with some physical violence to prevent that. What's the most valuable lesson he's learned? Another excellent question, and that would be about the value of freedom. He was pretty close to his dad, learned a bit of his trading skills, and so he would value freedom above all else.
Mm-hmm.
What event in the game world has impacted your character's life the most? Well, I've just told you, possibly. And has your character ever been captured or imprisoned? Well, no, and I don't think he ever would be of an Eastern Kush faith. I think he'd rather see his way to heaven than be captured and potentially enslaved.
There we go. Nice one.
And with all of that, I'll pass over to Pete.
Thank you. Well answered. A lot of information. For Nicholas, what event in the game world has most impacted your character's life? So for Nicholas, it was something from his a racial tradition of the Mara tribes called a werehull, which is where this person who was a blue skin from the south, from near actually where the party nearish where the party is now, from sort of it's Kinsale is where this guy is from, but this guy came all the way up to where Nicholas was, and Nicholas' family, I'm not sure, I haven't actually investigated why, and stole, as part of this tradition, stole a family heirloom of Nicholas's family. It's called a werehull, and then was going to make it back to his village. It was probably making it back to his village where he will be safe. It's Nicholas's job, and he was very begrudging in doing this because he doesn't particularly value the traditions of people, but his mother, it was very valuable to, it was very important to his mother, who does hold with their traditions, that Nicholas fulfill their family's part of the werehull, which is that Nicholas follow this guy, track him down, and within the laws of this tradition, is welcome. It was allowed to kill him. That's the done thing to do. So track him down and kill him. Nicholas did follow him and sort of was on his trail when he first met the party, and so this werehull has sort of thrust him into an adventuring life, which he was really, he's always. The idea was always appealing. It was like, sort of caught his imagination. He thinks it would be an interesting thing to do and go and experience the world and all that sort of thing. But it really was never going to happen. He's a bit of a dreamer like that. But this werehull forced him into it, and meeting this party has kept him doing it. And now he's really, truly invested. He's interested in the people in the party, likes studying them. And he is loyal to the party and sort of gets the cause. He loves magic and he doesn't want to do without his magic, so he's invested. So from small things these sorts of things grow, I guess.
Interesting. Nice one, Pete. Thank you.
Can we please hear from Graham?
Yep. Turning to Severin. What event of the game has most impacted your character's life? I would say it was saving Narth, which was the outpost town. I think we kind of scooted over this story the other weekend because we found out a lot more about it. But it not only made him incredibly wealthy by his own standards, he also elevated him and the rest of the party somewhat reluctantly into considerable local fame, and also put a massive crosshairs on his and the rest of the party's foreheads in terms of virtually every secret service working in the vicinity, not least the TTP. So it was quite momentous. It opened his eyes to the bigger picture and ultimately sent the party on this path. So yes, by far that would be it. Definite sort of left turn. Turning to Tanya, what does she do when she's not adventuring? She would roam if she could. She used to roam as a child, much to the frustration of her family. Little polite girls from polite families were supposed to look pretty and wear frocks and not say much. She would just roam. She would roam the city, she would roam the grounds, but she would get up to no good, and eventually this was channeled into something useful, by her parents, and when they were allowed her to go on these sort of big expeditions as a child, which sort of led her down the path of training to be a hunter of sorts. She hunted as a hobby, and then it became something she became very adept at. And when things went south for a family, it was a means to survive in many ways. So taught her a lot. So that, yes, she would do more of that. She would wander if she could. If she had enough, she enjoys it. She enjoys travel. She enjoys the outdoors. She enjoys hunting prey. That's what she's about.
Excellent. Thank you. Well met, one and all. Those are the characters. There they are up on screen. Thank you, everybody, for your insightful and thoughtful comments. In like a second or so, I'm going to hand over to our scribe Pete to fill us in on the game. What happened last session? Pete, what I'm going to do, just to refresh both viewers and also players' memory, is after you've done your recap of last session, if you try to just keep it to as much last session as you can, I'm just going to show the map a bit more across the map, just to kind of contextualize kind of where you are, where the characters have been, etc. But we'll just start with last session. I'll pop up some images as required. Pete, mic's yours.
Cool, thank you. Yep, so last session, so it was our last in-person session of the weekend. Yeah, we started mid-combat with 3 metal, mechanical, magical dogs in the underground Lords of Arcana ruin. So a tight spot. 2 dogs at the front, a big one and a smaller one, and still big enough. There's the big one, yeah, and the other one was calling a smaller one, and another smaller one from the back. So we sort of formed up ranks with Yotto and Tanya defending from the back, Severin, Askell, and sort of Jadar defending at the front. I think, and the sort of Nicholas in the middle. Oh, there we are in our corridor. Yeah, sort of. We were sort of started off okay. There was sort of some crits done on either side. Severin had sort of moved up when suddenly, yikes! A 4th one entered from where you can see that corridor there, exactly there, and I think attacked Severin from behind, stunning him. And then the following round, as if that wasn't enough to add insult to injury, proceeded to do a cold ball, well, what amounted to a cold ball attack. So it spat out this all of this area of effect sort of spell or ability that froze everyone. That could have been extremely bad news for us. Luckily, I believe perhaps it'd been asleep for too long. It didn't do a particularly effective attack, which was so lucky for us. Because it could have gone really badly, really badly. So, this one was now in the fray as well. At the back of the party, poor old Tanya had got her hand a bit savaged by the one at the back, and that meant her thumb was really badly damaged. A muscle in her thumb was badly damaged, and her sword went flying down the hole, down this pit that was lying across the middle of the hall. So not good news, and so she was fighting it quite a negative, and she had no weapon. We sort of started into a bit of a parrying scenario where Yotto was parrying the one at the back, and Askell was parrying 2 at the front. He did a fantastic job, and I think Jada was sort of having to parry the one that had recently entered. So the parrying sort of worked, and what that did do was it really allowed Severin, once he's out of his stun, to just wail on them. So as the 4th one to enter was sort of going at Jadar, and she was parrying with her staff, Severin just went and slammed his sword down full attack, and basically one hit, and it was not good for that. It wasn't dead, but it was certainly disabled. And then the same happened for the first one on Askell, and then the second one on Askell. Just as Askell was parrying, Severin was able to sort of come and smash them a bit. Jada finished off the one that Severin initially smashed, and then she came and helped Yotto, because Yotto had entered a sort of a parrying pattern, and as it turned out, the healer dispatched 2 of the 4. But that was just the way it was. So they were through sort of defensive stuff, allowing for the free person to do full attacks. We managed to get them all dead, I suppose, disabled, powered down. I'm not sure exactly what we're saying. We haven't sort of examined them yet. I don't think we made time for that or disposed of them. Well, as soon as the last one died, I believe Jada got straight into doing some healing. There was people who were bleeding and people who were severely down on hits. So she cast some healing spells and did some fantastic first aid. Whilst that happened, I believe other people had a wee look around the corner and into there's a very large room that shares a wall with this hallway we've just come down. I don't know how much we got to explore. I can't quite remember. You'll probably brief us, Chris. But there we go, a shared wall with the corridor, and then door in each of the other 4 walls, and a dais with a sort of a pedestal on it. And I think that's where we're up to.
Perfect, Pete. Well done. Thank you. Great narration, as per usual. So yes, look, that's where we're going to pick up the game. You guys, of course, last saw this on a 1D, 2D, whatever D it was, not 3D as it is now, but the image up on screen. You'd got to this corridor and you hadn't looked around. There are these holes in the wall or areas where the stone, and if you recall, there was this the sound of one, 2 here. As it turns out, there's another one here, and then there's another of these openings. They're still open. Back here, it opened just underneath these runes, actually, just here. And I've got these, as you discovered, down this corridor, this strange kind of glowing platform. So yes, indeed, that's the corridor. The one thing the GM didn't do, and he meant to do but didn't before the game, was there's a very small stone bridge that has crossed this gap here down some, I think it was 60 or so, 80 or so feet, straight down to some rather nasty spikes at the bottom. Tanya, you spotted a button here or some kind of hidden lever which opened this bridge that's come across, and you've continued down there. And yes, we'll come back to this room, and I'll describe this room a little bit more in detail in a second. One thing to absolutely note, unlike the rest of the complex that you've been in, this is pitch black. There are braziers. You can see some. You can see one over here, for example. Oh, hello. But the other braziers in the rest of the complex have been lit in many other places, not here. And you can see another brazier in the corner, unlit, and another brazier perhaps over here too. Yes, there is. The only light that is illuminating the party at the moment is the soul lantern that I've given to Nicholas, but obviously up to you. There's another brazier there, of course, that Nicholas is carrying. There is some light further down this way. Why? Because if you recall, there was flame. Isn't that nice? There was this wall of flame that you had an interesting approach to getting through, which erupted. And if you may recall, this fiery figure came out of it. So yes, there is some flickering light from down this corridor, but largely what's illuminating you down here is just that one single lantern. What we're going to do is we're going to fly up a little bit and just give a bit more of a sense of where you've been. Just a wee tour on your little delightful journey through here. So you came down, if you remember, through here. That's the hall that you discovered with the frescoes on it. You came into this room here with more frescoes here, kind of workstations, cauldrons, etc. There was this room here, some kind of study perhaps, a dying man that you found here, who you're presuming is now dead. Down this way, you came into this room with a very, very, very treacherous ceiling. Some more frescoes up on the wall. Very treacherous ceiling. There was quite a brutal fight in this room with several of your foes, a bowman in particular, that Severin dispatched in quite a gory fashion, person that was slept, and then some of your foes. In fact, your arch nemesis managed to escape. Well, maybe not escape. You're guessing escape, perhaps, because you thought you heard footsteps running away, or maybe it was the rockfall, you don't know. You did manage to corner one of your foes in this room, some kind of shrine perhaps, with a woman pouring some water out of some kind of vessel. You took him prisoner, he was one of the spearmen. You then went down into this corridor with some very strange cages, some trees in this one. Some spiders in this one, some strange lizard type people here, and then lastly some actual lizards in this one, some of which, at least a couple of which, were alive. You'd also found a fragment of some old report back from a satchel that one of your foes dropped way back over here. You then came in through here, lots of bloodshed. For some reason those bodies aren't there, but there were a lot of bodies there. There are a few more bodies there. You did discover another of these soldiers carrying this room. You nicknamed Greg for some random reason. He was quite an angry and quite a stressed individual, needed to take a chill pill, and was threatening you with a crossbow. You then came around to this corner, and there was this strange object that was letting loose with all kinds of... Oh, it's interesting. It's not doing its magical effect. Anyway, that one of those pedestals is found in each one of those four where the dogs came out of. You then you found a key, another good perception roll. You found a key, you came in through here. There's some portcullises. The wall of fire came up. A fire demon thing came out. You fought it, and Jadar walloped it with a stick again. And then back here to the fight as described once you'd got across that pit. Just useful, I think, to kind of frame things up a little bit of kind of where you are, what you're doing, what's happened, etc. It's been a couple of weeks since we last played, and also interesting to perhaps yes, I was using this digital map when we played in conjunction with the physical map we had, but perhaps useful to see it in its digital form. Any qualifying questions? Anything that's not clear from any of that before we begin?
I had a question. Oh, sorry, you go, Jada.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, if anyone's got PTSD from all of that, Jada will help.
Don't know what you're talking
Nicholas
about.
Nicholas will watch. Oh yeah, when the metal dogs appeared, the portcullis behind us went down. Has that come up by any chance?
Yes, it has.
Oh,
yes, it has. Yes, it has. With the last of those dogs collapsing, yes, it has gone up. Yep.
Cool. Thank you.
Any other questions, folks? Going once. Going twice. Let's start the game. That's where we begin. I've taken a call and said you haven't actually set foot inside this room yet. You've done your healing and other activities basically where you are now. That's your one source of light as described. What do you do?
Nicholas suggests that we get another source of light going for a start.
Yeah, definitely. A slide of
He would see to that, yeah, and give it to who's going to volunteer to hold it. He's happy to take the lantern. Who can pack the torch?
Well, Tanya's got one hand.
Cool. Give it to her.
Severin would ask strong people if they feel like help him push dogs into pit.
So
It's
Yotto
okay.
would be happy to help, but I'd want to have a good look around them, see if there's anything removable first. Can we pull out a tooth? Take off their magical dress of PowerPoint increasing?
You're nothing if not persistent, Giles. Nothing if not persistent.
It's a great character trait, apparently. Research self. So yeah, Yotto would be very happy to help Severin, but would want to, kind of poke and prod, bash them a bit till the teeth come out, and if nothing moves.
Okay.
Do you want to bash another spear through their eyes or anything? I mean,
Don't tempt me.
Okay. So I'm just getting, as I usually do, just asking for a bit of a sense of kind of who's doing what. So that's what those three characters are doing. Four characters are doing. Askell and Jadar, what are you doing?
He was going to help roll doggies into the pit.
Okay.
Jada will want to heal Tanya's hand, and she's going to see if she can use her skill of doing a quick sleep. It's because it's not a spell; it's a skill, so it's just a roll.
Okay. Let's see.
Yeah, maybe I can have a quick sleep so my PowerPoint's back in case anything happens to anyone.
Yeah.
I'm sure it will.
Oh, for goodness sake. Yes, sorry guys, I just had a little mishap with the map. Really sorry. There we go. GM is just going to... so annoying. Okay. So you... see if the GM can do two things at once. So in terms of the dogs, you look over them. Things that are kind of movable or malleable or whatever. Nothing apparent. I mean, you collectively, but particularly Severin and Jadar, have, I think as Pete said, have absolutely wailed on them, smashed them, crunched them, and as you touch them and maneuver these creatures, or the remains of these creatures, bits of metal fall off, and parts of a limb come away, and all the rest. There we go. So that's, sorry, what I was doing there was.
Can I just check, Chris? For the one that fired the cold ball, there's no obvious mechanism which is removable.
Can't see. No, can't see anything. Can't see anything. No.
Mind or gun, that would be great.
Yep.
Okay.
So two sources of light. There's Nicholas with a lantern. There's Tanya with a lantern. So you look, you poke and you prod and you kind of smack, and you can see some of these. They probably don't have quite as many pieces that are sticking out like that. So that's probably a little bit ornate. But you bash stuff, and there doesn't appear to be certainly nothing obvious that comes out other than bits of metal. It's all covered in dust, by the way. These things have been here for a very, very long time. So definitely nothing apparent to take off them. In terms of moving them, they're extremely heavy. However, you do have a combined strength of Severin, who is ludicrously strong. Yotto, I'd imagine, is pretty. What's Yotto and Askell's strength bonus, please?
Askell's
34.
Very strong.
And Askell's 35.
Oh goodness, yeah. Okay, so goodness, yeah. So not plus 10, not plus 5, but 3 very, very, very strong individuals. You can move the 3 smaller ones. I wouldn't say easily, but between the 3 of you, it takes some sweating, but not too bad. The fourth one, the larger one, it would take you a long time. You can do it, but you need to stop and rest. It is heavy. Where and what are you doing with them, by the way?
Into the pit.
Into the pit. Why did I know that was coming? Into the pit.
What's all the grey going on here, by the way?
What's that?
What's the grey lines?
Sorry. Yes, yes. Good question. The grey lines is the revealer. So it shows. So both these characters, we probably can switch tenure off actually. There we go. So the map is hidden. Parts of the map are hidden. That there shows the zone or the area where the revealer starts. Those are the grey lines. And unfortunately, Tanya's didn't switch off for some reason. Anyway, so if we move Nicholas around, you can see those grey lines follow him, and that shows me to know if I move Nicholas, how far I can move him safely without revealing too much of the map. If it's disconcerting, I can switch them off if you like. Actually, I might switch them off for the time being. Visualize. There we go. Unfortunately, Tanya's is switched it off and it's stayed. Nicholas's one was off. Tanya's one is there. That's what the grey lines is. Okay. So dogs into the pit. First one. Push it down, and there is a very satisfying clunk, 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 smash, crash, tinkle, tinkle. Makes a lot of noise. Is it going to let me chuck it down? Yes, there we go. First one is down, and you do the same with 1, 2, 3. The fourth one is going to take, as I say, quite some time. You can do it, but you'll need to take your time over it. Could take, I'm going to say it would take at least probably an hour of sweating and straining. Do you want to spend that amount of time?
Jada's going to have a sleep, right? So
Well, I don't know if she's going to sleep with all this clanking going on. Maybe we don't then. What do the rest of you think?
Can we just say it, make sure it's well and truly... I mean, hey, the Metal Mickey has never risen again. So maybe it's
How many
done.
PowerPoint, Jada?
Yeah, I just want to check this. What's the skill, please, Jada?
Yeah, I chat GPT'd it. It is called concentration.
Mm-hmm.
There's like 5 types. This one's called sleep meditation.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a way, it's specifically used for situations like this where you need a quick sleep. You don't want to use up all your resources and spells. So you just roll. I've done this whole spreadsheet on my dice roll. So you roll, then you add 62, which is my skill level.
Yep.
And then if I roll badly, I actually need more sleep. But if I roll good, I can have a full night's sleep in like 3 hours if I hit 100.
101, isn't it? No. What is? Can you read out the skill, please? Can you?
Well, I don't actually have it. I just chat GPT'd it. But I did make a spreadsheet and I made it so I knew whatever I roll, how much sleep I'll have to do.
Okay.
Yeah, so what it said to do is roll, like let's say I get 100, then I add
Yeah.
my skill and that skill, my level, which
Yep.
is 62.
Yeah, but we need to know
And
what
then I
the,
go to my
what
little spreadsheet.
we need to know what the success is. We need to know how the mechanic of the actual skill works.
So that's what my spreadsheet's done, but I can't explain it to you. So
What's the name of the skill?
Basically,
So-
if I roll 100, I
I'll-
just sleep for 3 hours and that's it. If I rolled a 70, I 5 hours sleep. If I roll a 39, 7
I've
hours sleep.
posted the skill description in the main chat.
Okay.
Oh, thank goodness. Main chat. Okay, let's
So-
see what it actually says. Sleep. Bonus for decrease the sleep time. Yeah.
So if I can, the way I read that is so when you've done your skill roll, for every point over 100, that's a decrease in that much percentage of your racial bonus for need for sleep. So if you roll
thank God,
100,
you explained
if
that
you
really
roll
well.
100,
Yeah.
if you roll 150, you get 50%. Your sleep requirement while using the skill is 50%
Yes.
off your racial bonus, your racial
that-
requirement for sleep.
That's what I've put into my spreadsheet. It's got my racial sleep, which is whatever it is, 8 hours. And then I've got my skill level, which I can change as it increases. And then I've got all the dice rolls. Very complicated, Chris. I'm very proud of it. It would
Nice.
make no sense to any of you because I don't know what I'm doing, but it is. I got it right.
Nice one, Jada. Nice one, Stara.
Probably a much easier spreadsheet to make. I don't want to show any of you guys because you'll laugh,
No,
but it works.
No, I'm sure you got it exactly right. You'll be great.
But all you guys would have to agree that I can have a sleep. I just feel like
It's a static
I've got
action.
no PowerPoints left.
Okay. So it's a
So
it's
kind
a,
of, yeah.
it's a static action. That's all I need to know. Static action.
Ah,
Bonus for
static.
decreasing and the amount of time.
Yeah. Are you guys all okay if I
Okay.
try?
Yeah. So it's a static action. You succeed on a roll of 111.
Dude, on a roll of 111.
Because it's a static action. So we use the static action table.
So I don't need my spreadsheet? What?
Yeah. So you need to roll to see if you're successful in entering a meditative trance. It's a static action to do that, to see if you succeed or you fail in that attempt. Is my read of this.
Okay.
And then depending on that, the sleep time is increased or decreased by the amount the skill bonus is rolled over 100 as a percentage.
That's where it comes in handy. Okay. So just need to check.
Hang on a sec. Hang on.
Yeah.
Sleep time is increased or decreased.
We're doing healing first or after?
Yeah, first. Because I'll use up all my points and then I'll try and sleep it off. I don't think we've got a choice, eh? Because if anything happens to us, I can't do anything. And there's traps
Yeah, it
probably
sounds
everywhere.
very sensible. Although, didn't we have a sleep, do some healing and have a sleep at the end of last session?
Yeah, but I've run
We
out
did.
of points.
We did healing, but not sleeping.
Oh,
Okay, so we need to do sleeping then. Thanks.
So we had our sleep in the hallway, and then we went through the flame wall, and Jada needed to use power points to heal herself, and then she's done another set of healing after the dog fight.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Sorry,
I reckon. Why don't we take the time to push the dog into the pit, and I reckon just the way maybe our characters would suggest it would be, and then we take the time to explore the new room whilst Jada is sleeping, and then by the time if she's still sleeping, after that time, that might take 2 hours or 3 hours. We would sort of wake her, and if that's meant she's been asleep long enough to recover power points, great. But we'd sort of, you know what I mean? Once we're ready to move on, I think we wake her, and if that's been long enough, cool. If it hasn't, I think it's probably a good move to move on. Do you know what I mean? So let's try it. What is that okay? Or
Yeah. Well, just leave me there.
no, no. Leave the healer behind. Sure.
Yotto likes living.
Apparently. It's a light sleep, so I'm not actually unconscious.
Cool.
So
Well,
that's the purpose of it. You're kind of like just in a light trance sleep that restores your
Snooze.
power, not
it's
unconscious.
snooze. It would be great to have your power points back. It would be fantastic. I suggest why don't we give that a go? Push the dog into the pit and see how, and then start exploring
Okay. And heal Tanya.
the room. He'll Tanya, put the dog into the pit an hour, check the room out. That might, and then see if we need to wake Jada up. Don't go too far from her. We can always have, be within eyesight of her, sort of thing. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
At least she could at least start her sleep, and then we play out that, and then when it comes to a point we need to decide to wake her up, then we decide then. How's that?
Yeah. Or you can just float me around somehow. Okay, should we give it a go?
So how many power points have you got at the moment?
Well, I've got 15, but after I use up 8 on Tanya's hand, then I will have less.
Right. So just thinking, if you maximise burning all your power points, so Esticle is clearly noticing he's not that manoeuvring. Yeah.
Oh, you as well. I thought it was just you. Okay.
He's got some damage, but he doesn't know what it is yet.
Oh, okay. So I'll do a diagnostic.
Just before you might as well burn it off, then go and have your rest.
Totally. And let's hope I don't roll badly. Yeah.
But do Tanya first.
Okay. All right, we've got a plan.
this is not. I know we have. I know we've resolved this previously, but this is just not. Unfortunately, it's not clear how to resolve this action, which is annoying. Self-control, is that one? General balance, meditation. So it's giving a result of 100 there, but the static maneuver table is actually 111. Maybe it's just the one roll. Okay, we need to. Yeah,
I think it is the one roll. I think it is the one roll.
Maybe.
You just roll, add 62, and then
Yep.
I've already put
Yep.
my racial sleep
Yep.
in.
Hang on. Maybe it's the main roll. It is also listed as a static action, which uses typically the static action table. So it might be a static action to see if you actually succeed in that, and then you roll. What we're going to do is tonight, just to keep things moving on, we will make it one roll. So it says so. Sleep time is increased or decreased by the amount of the skill bonus rolled over 100 as a percentage time racial sleep requirement. So you need 8 hours sleep. Definitely before we play next time, let's check this up and get a complete read on this. Basically, my the question that I have in my mind is it's listed as a static action, and there is a specific static action table which typically tells you if you succeed or fail, and usually that's based on 111 as success or failure. The question in my head, just to explain it to you, Stara, is I'm not clear from what's written in the rulebook whether or not you roll on that table first to see whether you successfully enter into a meditation, and then we roll over 100 to see how successful you are in the meditation, or whether or not that one roll for the meditation covers it all. If that makes sense. So first a success or failure, kind of like, do you start climbing or don't you start climbing, and then figuring out how far you climb. Same thing for the meditation. Do you meditate, and then how well do you meditate after? Is it 2 rolls or 1? We're going to play it tonight. It's 1 roll, but we definitely need to come back and double check and get clarity on whether or not that is 1 roll or 2. So, sorry for the prevarication on that, but it is quite an important one to figure out. Tell me what characters do, please.
I think I start off with healing Tanya.
Okay, what do you do?
I'm going to do an instant muscle repair level 8 spell. Coming right up my roll, so holding his thumb.
Yep.
And waving the other arm around.
Yep.
That's a 36.
Yep. That is Where's my nice healing spell noise? There we go. Cool. The spell certainly goes off. What's the result of the spell?
Well, apparently he had 1 damaged muscle, so it instantly fixes it.
Cool.
Yay!
Thanks, Jada.
No worries. Thumbs up.
Thumbs up. Nice.
Might just give a big one of those, actually.
How many times have you said thanks, Jada, in exactly that voice over the course of this campaign, Severin or Tanya? So, Tanya, your hands have been quite badly mauled by this thing courtesy of the power vested in your lay healer, your stick-wielding lady healer, she touches your hands, and it's miraculously, instantaneously, by the sounds of it, better. Fantastic. You still have the negative 15 on your broken wrist, but that will go by the end of basically this evening. You're now at negative 15.
Oof.
Okay, what happens now?
Better do a diagnostic on poor old Askell.
Okay.
What's my diagnostic
Now, just
roll?
so just on diagnostics, just a quick check, something I missed when we were playing in person. If you check that that sheet of healing, etc., 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 it actually minimum 3 rounds to diagnose, 30 seconds, which I think is kind of reasonable, right? 30 seconds to have a decent look over someone, rather than just a round. But I mean, we're not in rounds now. You can take as long as you wish. So, give me a roll when you are ready, please.
Roll is 18, and it's add 90 on.
Nice one, thank you.
Diagnostic.
Thank you. Just coming. Now this is of course a mass dice roll. Where's my little healing jig? There's my healing thingy jig. Mass dice roll. You rolled an 18. Okay. Plus 90. What did you say? You did tell me. Sorry.
Yeah, plus 90. Yeah, 90.
No. Lovely. Thank you. You spend diagnostics minimum 3 rounds of 30 seconds. By the way, if you spend more than 5 minutes, you get a plus 10 to your roll. You've got the time. I'm assuming you do that.
Okay.
You don't have to, of course.
Yeah, no, I'll do that.
Yep. So minimum to diagnose is 3 rounds for future reference. If you spend more than 5 minutes, which is 150 rounds, you get plus 10 to the roll. Frankly, not that you needed it. It only actually took you 10 seconds, Jada, with your very keen medical eyes, but you are convinced you know what the problem is. You feel, stress the word you feel, you diagnose the injury and you gain plus 40 to any subsequent healing rolls to reduce any penalty, by 5. And also the healing time on this is lowered to a quarter. That was a hell of a roll.
Oh, wow.
So you've successfully diagnosed that Askell has been bitten pretty badly on his forearm, I think I said earlier on, just before we started the camera. Yes, basically slashed both muscles and tendons, and he's operating at a medium injury. Negative 20 is a light injury. Anything above negative 20, this is negative 25, is a medium injury, and that's going to, it's quite a deep cut, not massively severe, but it's definitely mangled his muscles and his tendons in his forearm.
Poor Askell. Maybe
Poor Askell.
I'll try first aid and see how well I roll, because I could probably just wrap him up.
Sure. Yeah. Okay.
First aid. So, having seen that it's muscle and tendon.
You get a plus 40 on this roll, by the way, because of the diagnostics.
Plus 40.
Right.
Oh, even if it's a spell or a skill.
So this is a skill. First aid is a skill.
Oh, plus 40 on a skill.
Yeah. So, give me a roll.
Yep, coming right up. Am I in the right place? Yes. 56.
And this is masked. 56. Okay, and what's her first aid?
Oh, very high. It is 95.
Goodness me. Goodness me. Relieving penalties generates. So this takes around about 20 minutes or so to do this. And plus 95. Yeah. So you get out some of the cloth and some of the other bits and pieces. Perhaps you rip up a piece of clothing or something, and you start binding Askel's wound. So if the wound has a penalty of -15 or less, it doesn't. You lower it by 10. Injuries with whoops. Actually, yeah, you rolled well enough, but not well enough to heal. So the actual description of what you got was, if the wound has a penalty of -15 or less, you lower it by 10. Injuries with a penalty of 20 or 25 may be lowered by 5. Worse injuries... Oh, it was 25. So, no, you managed to lower it by 5. So you do stabilize... Sorry, I misread that. You do stabilize it a little bit. So, Askel, you were on 28. You're now on -23. Jada has bound your injury. It's definitely feeling more comfortable. Hurt a little bit when she kind of was tweaking. You now have more mobility in your forearm than you did, but you're still at a -23 penalty. So that was 5 or so minutes. Call it that half an hour by the time you've done all of that.
Oh, okay. I might do a spell. God, I don't know what to do when it's tendon and muscle. Let me just read. I've got 7 points, so I can do... Where's an instant one? Damage tendon. I think I can do a tendon or a muscle and not both. So I'll pick... Oh, I can do both. 1 tendon, 1 muscle, because that's 7 points. Okay, it will still take him a day to be fixed. So
you can heal both 1 tendon and 1 muscle.
A tendon level 4 and a muscle level 3. I can do one after the other, and that's my 7 points done. But he still will take a day to get better. So
yep.
Yeah. Okay, so I'll do a muscle repair 1, which is 1 minute operation, recovery time 1 day. Let's see what we get.
Only fails.
Holding on to his whatever's hurt his arm.
Yep.
Waving my arm around. 53.
53, lovely. Only fails on a 1 or a 2.
Whew. And I love that sound. And then the tendon one.
Yep.
29. So that's
29. It's not a 1 or a 2. That's successful as well.
Oh, great. Okay, so in 1 day, his arm will be fixed.
Yes. So early morning. Not you guys are underground, but you're guessing early morning the next day.
Yay.
So, Jada, that's what you were doing for half an hour or so while the other guys are sweating and puffing and breathing heavily, although Askel would have had to have paused while you examined them, and lugging these 3 things into a pit. So the 3 dogs, the 3 lighter creatures, have bounced, rattled, crunched their way down. What's everyone else doing now, please?
The dogs came out. Some of the dogs came across that room, right? The larger room.
Yes. One came from here.
Once Tenya's healed, can she just see if there's any other tracks that she can see?
Sure.
And I guess she'd have a little creep around. If that's all right with everybody else, are you happy for us to do that?
Yep. While she's doing that, Chris, Yotto would want to have a look at the little blue magic box. Not in the room, one of the other 2, so in the corridor.
Oh, yep.
And I think you said attunement was the skill that was required. Essentially wants to figure out what it does, if it's usable, and if he can take it with him.
Yeah, sure. Yep. Okay. Okay, cool. So let's just get a sense of what others are doing, and then we'll resolve each one of these. Nicholas and Severin, there's still, just to check, by my count, there is still the larger of the dog that would take an hour to kind of manhandle down the hole. Is that right?
Yes, correct, I think.
Okay, cool.
We still haven't resolved if Jada's going to do some sleeping, but as the healing is going, these are the actions whilst that healing's happening.
Yes, that's right. That's right.
Yep. Nicholas will stand by he's still got his bird, and he will just be be watching other people. He'll be just checking on. He'll have the bird right in front of him and be peering under its wings. He'll be checking on Tanya's progress, just making sure nothing happens to her, and he'll just be monitoring that Yotto's gone into one of the dog nooks to investigate the blue light. So he'll not want to stand in its way, but he'll want to be aware. Just checking. He's watching what everyone's doing, basically.
Okay, cool. Cool. And Severin?
Severin will stand in the doorway and or just inside, perhaps by that pot.
Okay.
And keep an arrow on the get his bow out, put an arrow on his string, have his shield next to him. But just being there should anything occur.
Excellent. Very good. Cool.
And he'll be perceiving.
Excellent. Lovely. Cool.
He's particularly in the doorway.
Okay.
If there's anything unusual about that.
Doorway.
Oh, sorry, the pot next to him and what you can see with his torch.
Okay.
There's no slot above the arch where he's standing and things like that.
Okay. Cool. So several things to resolve there. So let's start with Tanya. You're doing an observation, looking for tracks, etc. Give me a tracking roll, please.
So, tracks on the floor.
Yes.
She's happy to really take her time.
Sure. Give me a roll.
She really wants to look for traps as well as tracks.
Yep.
And everything else she can see. So looking.
I will both. I know it's both skills of using your eyes, but I'm gonna ask for two different rolls. First for the tracking roll, and then the 13. Thank you. And what is her tracking, please?
Her tracking is 80.
Yep. And then the detect traps, please.
36. And detect traps is 57.
Okay, cool. Okay, can you give me... so she's clearly looking specifically at the ground for the tracks, obviously. For her other inspection, where else is she... Describe what her surveillance for traps involves.
So let's start with the wall on the left as she comes in. I mean the route that we assume the dog took.
Yep.
So that wall there on the left.
Yep.
So I guess she's already looking at the floor anyway. But when she's not looking at the floor to check there's nothing opening up in front of her, she'd be looking very carefully at that left wall for any kind of notches, devices, stones that don't look quite right. Yada yada yada.
So
and she'll go.
Yep. Sorry.
And then she'll go move her way along that wall. When she gets to the door, listen at that door, and then move all the way to the sconce on the other side, over there where your cursor is nearly. And when she gets there, if she gets there,
yep,
she'll light that torch.
Okay.
If that's like what that is.
It's another urn like this one. It's another. It's another brazier is a better description.
Is there anything? There's nothing to light in it.
No. Well, you haven't got to that one yet, but this one here, this one here is empty. Yep.
Okay.
Okay, and then once she's done that, so I've got down the wall, yes, to the brazier, yes, and then from the brazier, what's her plan from there?
So we'll listen at that door as well, but then she'll go along that far wall, also listening at the door, also looking into that wall, and also looking on the floor.
Right.
And then get to that other far corner.
Okay, cool. And yeah, I mean that's probably enough for that amount of the room. Cool. So first things first. She's the first person into this room. Quite clearly, we can see on the screen. Sorry about the grey, by the way. That's it just registered where she was, and unfortunately, it doesn't look as though it's going to leave until I refresh the map, and I don't want to do that because I'll lose everything. A large chunk of the ceiling has come down. This pillar here, there are 4 pillars in this room. 1, 2, 3, 4, and this pillar is on quite a substantial lean. This whole area, right as you come in here, the ceiling above looks pretty fragile and in pretty bad repair. As she comes down here, and she's got the torch, the door, by the way, that door there isn't on that angle. It's just simply a malfunction of the game. Oops, a daisy. Come on. Don't do this. Okay. As she comes here, the doors are large, probably a little bit big, but for her, but you get the idea. She pauses at the door, and she's checked this wall. Can't see anything. And as she's moved in, no sign of any tracks, nothing. Other than the only sign that she can see in the quite heavy dust and debris and dirt, obviously, as some of the ceiling has come down, there's filth and grime and stuff all over the floor. The only tracks she can see are from this small cupboard, if you'd like, which is open, and it has that strange blue glowing base, if you want to call it that. The only tracks you can see are presumably from the creature, the metal creature, running out here. She's inspected the floor thoroughly for tracks, and she thinks she's found those tracks and those tracks only. When she gets to the door, two things she notices. Firstly, I'll ask for a third perception roll for her. So she's tracking, she's looking for traps. Give me just an observation roll for her listening, please. I know it's 3 rolls and it's all to do with her perception, but 3 different skills. According to
31 plus a perception of 85.
Cool. So she doesn't hear anything at the door. However, something she does notice about the door, and obviously no one has inspected this room so far, so no one would have seen this. The door is covered in lead. Soft metal, grey metal. It certainly looks like lead. And there's lead paneling up the walls and above the door. Grey. It looks like lead. She's certainly seen lead before. Yes. Other than that, nothing there. Moving her way cautiously over here, still nothing to see or to note on the floor or anything that she's concerned about. She gets to the second of the braziers. There's nothing in this brazier, and she cautiously moves her way down this this wall here. The roll that you just did before for perception, I'll carry over. Nothing that she hears at this door. What she does note at this door is 6 holes. 1 up here, 2, 3, 4. Straight out, actually, 1 in the center. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to about here. Holes would be about that wide, and she could just see with the holding her lantern or her torch up, they appear to be tubes, and they go up, they hit. She can just make out, peering up, she can see that each one of these hits a base and then goes up. Be about that. If you can see I don't know if you can see the camera. There's my screen. There's my screen. Yeah, that'd be maybe that in width. 6 of them. 1 in the center above the door, and then an equal number either side. Other than that, she doesn't hear anything at the door. The door is a similar kind of construction that she's seen elsewhere, and there's no sound behind it. And she moves finally. Oh no! Come here. There we go. She moves.
Yeah, she wants to stay away from the days for sure.
Yep, sure. She moves down to this brazier down here. Again, there is nothing in this brazier. she rinses and repeats. I will ask you to make a... Oh, and that's probably where the 3 rolls, the perception roll, the tracking roll, and the checking for traps roll is done. And that's probably Tanya for the moment. She's checking the floor, she's looking above her, around her. Again, the ceiling, probably the last thing to note, the ceiling around here is not great either. In fact, it's bad, really bad around here. Almost as bad as it is over in this area over here. That's Tanya for the moment. Let's head back to Nicholas. Now, Nicholas, you were saying you were keeping an eye on Tanya, is that right? Or were you?
Yeah, he'd be... Yes, correct. He'd be standing probably near Severin with the sort of bird in front of him, just right next to that brazier, basically. No, so not in the room.
Yep. Do you want a turkey or do you want a raven?
The raven, please.
Okay. Tell me how big you want your raven.
And you can sort of shorten it, can't you? You can make it more upright. I think you did on the other one.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let me delete that. And where is Birdie?
Yeah. Yep. There, but facing down the corridor, and Nicholas is between it and the wall, and he's wanting it sort of wrapping its wings around him backwards. Its wings up, going backwards around. He's paranoid. He's paranoid.
Okay. Oops. Birdie. Where's Birdie? There's Birdie.
Paranoid is good.
So you want him thin, like that?
No, not that thin. No, that was still wide. No, not quite that wide. It's difficult. Yeah, that was good. And then, but not as long. That's the one. So quite upright. Yeah.
Okay. Funny shape, Birdie.
Yeah.
All right. Something like that. Okay.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Yep, facing down the dog corridor. Yep. Anyway. Yep. Cool. Yeah. So he'll just be monitoring, and I mean he'll wait for Tanya to come back to report what she's found, but he's just wanting to just keep an eye on things where people are at and stuff.
Fun.
Yep.
Yotto, you were.
Sorry. One more thing. He would like to cast a presence, please.
Yeah, sure. Give me a roll.
97.
97. The spell most definitely goes off. You count 6 presences in your area.
Thank you. He'll mention that to Severin, who's he's standing near. Just
Okay.
yeah. Just cool. Thank you. That's it.
Cool. Yotto, you were wanting to inspect. There are 2 of these covered areas. Call them what you will. Here, there is another one where Tanya has just passed, and there is another one down this hallway down here. Which one are you looking at, please?
The one nearest me.
Okay. Well, there's 2 near you. Do you have a
So
preference?
the one next to the wall.
Okay. They're both there. Okay, you have a look. Sure. I mean, they're as described as I showed you previously. Do you want to have do you want me to show you the image last time, or you've got an idea in your head of what they look like?
Good idea in my head. So the
Yep.
first thing I want to do is look good and hard, no touchy.
Mhm.
Do they still have the blue glowing magic-y flamey bits coming out of them or not?
Give me a perception roll, please.
27.
27.
I think he's 48, if I remember right.
Yeah, roll again, please.
$31.
31. And what was your perception? 35, you said?
48.
48, sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, from what Yotto can see, yes, they've still got maybe a slightly dimmer, perhaps, but yeah, they've still got that weird blue tinge to them. Yep.
Okay, and so when we talked about this over the weekend, Chris, you suggested that trying to understand what they do requires attunement. And so I guess what Yotto wants to do is try to understand what they do.
Yeah. So how to explain this? In in this version of Rolemaster, and as we talked about it some length on the weekend, I'm going to be doing a rejig of how all the skills work. In this version of Rolemaster, there isn't kind of a generic. There's a power perception skill, but anyway, there isn't to my mind, a useful kind of coverall. I've seen something weird and I want to figure out if it's magical kind of skill. As kind of a proxy of that, knowing a bit about magic perhaps and maybe figuring out what it does, I'd have maybe the attunement skill as kind of a stand-in. You're not attuning to this item, you can't use it. That would require a specific roll and you would need to touch it. But to maybe have a bit of a magical lore, I suppose there is magical lore. Just realised there's magical lore. But yeah, actually, a magical lore skill would probably be the one. I've just answered my own question. But I'd give you, for a kind of a proxy of magical lore, give me a quarter of your attunement. I want to be able to give you some. I want to be able to say your character has some knowledge of magic stuff, and to give you a skill, a chance in figuring out something. So therefore, a quarter. Yep, give me a roll. Call it a magic lore skill.
Thanks, Chris.
What's
90.
92. Okay. And
Plus 11.
Plus 11. Okay. Cool. Yeah. You've definitely never come across anything like this before. You've never heard of anything like this before. But your knowledge of essence is, you're an essence user. Without a doubt, there is some kind of essence or elemental power which is powering these things. You're pretty convinced.
Do I have a safe to touch?
Hang on a sec, let me finish, please. So it's definitely of some kind of essence, for sure. It's not from your immediate glance. You haven't touched it yet. You can't see any way of moving it. It looks very affixed. Firmly bolted to the ground. It's like affixed to the ground. Is it safe to touch? You have no idea. Might be.
So I think you turn to Nicholas and ask him what he thinks. He seems to be clued up on this stuff.
Nicholas is happy to do the same thing. He doesn't want to touch it, but he's happy to do the same thing that Yotto's done, if that's all right.
Mm-hmm. Magical lore skill. Cool that. Yep.
Cool. Yep. Is this masked?
Yes. Oh, definitely.
Oh, good, because he rolled 14.
Okay.
A quarter of his attunement, is it?
Yes.
Yeah. 17. Plus 17.
Yeah.
Nice.
You, Nicholas, no, you don't. Yeah. Yotto seems to know more about it than you do. You don't even pick up that it's elemental.
Yeah, true. If Yotto shared that it was elemental, Nicholas would be like, yeah, no, he's a mentalism user, so yeah. Nicholas will move away. Again, he'd just say, I wouldn't touch it.
Okay.
He'll take that advice, not touch it, and move into the room towards where Tanya is hanging out on her own, which makes Yotto a bit anxious. He'll check with her first that it's safe to come.
Okay.
And so long as it's in the positive, he'll move to join her.
Okay, cool. So while this has been going on, I've been assuming that Askell and Jadar have been doing healing type things. Anything else, Jadar or Askell, once healing etc. has been completed?
Yeah, Askell, I'd like to thank Jada. Obviously he's feeling a bit in his forearm, and I guess he would probably like to just go and see what everyone else is up to. Stay close.
Mm-hmm.
How long has time elapsed since we started? Like, Askell did have a magic shield, I think last level 7, so...
Easily, probably by this stage, about 30 minutes, 40 minutes.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So I'd say it's well and truly gone.
Okay.
Askell, so you into the room as well?
Yep. Yeah, he's obviously not strolling in, he's just...
Yep.
If everyone's saying, just hold on and let Tanya finish her business, then he'll just happily wait back.
Okay. Very good. Jada.
There's just something about the way you said, "Are you going into the room too?" makes me scared. Why did you say that? I think I'm not going to go in that room.
Remember, the GM doesn't exist. The GM is just merely here to guide you.
I'm learning the ways of... I'm trying to find your towels.
Trying to find my what?
I think your towel, your little
my
giveaway.
towel. I was wondering, why are you going through my bathroom looking at my towels?
Your towel. I think I might say to the others, I'm just going to put myself in a trance and have a sleep.
Okay, so...
Chris, this will drive you insane after all that...
What's that?
After all that palaver before, I realised I'd looked at the wrong XP sheet and I didn't have 15 left, I had 33. But then I took off the points that I was supposed to and the points from the spells I used today, and I am back to 0. So, yeah, it was an emotional roller coaster.
Okay. I don't know what you mean, but...
I know,
anyway. I don't know what you're talking about, but okay.
Yeah. But I'm definitely at 0 points, so I'm going to look for a sleeping spot where I can be interrupted.
Cool. So
I do have to concentrate.
So tell me where you go, please.
Oh no. Nice. Somewhere safe. And I just don't want to be hearing too many loud noises, I guess, because I think it's a concentration spell, isn't it?
Okay. So you need to tell me where yep. So
Oh jeez. Okay. Is there a nice corner but away from those guys? But not near any traps? Can you zoom out a little bit?
Mm-hmm. So that's the room that Tanya is exploring. That's the corridor you've just come down. The one addition there is the little bridge, of course, that I hadn't had the chance to put in.
Oh yeah. Well, I guess I do have to go into the room. Okay, far corner. Oh god. Yeah, into a corner. Oh man, I'm gonna die.
Okay, specific, please. Where are you going? What corner?
Straight ahead.
Straight ahead. Cool. Thank you. Lovely. Lovely. And we still have the large doggy there, as far as I'm aware.
Yeah, maybe far away from him in case he wakes up.
Okay. Lovely.
So that corner up there.
Cool.
Oh, that thing in the corner. Don't let me touch that. Just,
okay.
Yeah, that'll do.
Okay, cool.
Mhm.
There we go.
Oh, okay.
So you
I
are.
survived that.
Yep.
Good.
And as discussed before, we need to investigate whether it's 2 rolls or 1. Let's go for 1 roll for the moment. Give me a roll, please.
Okay. Oh, I better roll good. 47. So my spreadsheet says that I just need 7.2 hours, 7.28 hours of sleep. That's really not that good, is it?
Yeah.
But better than 8.
Okay. Okay. I don't know what your spreadsheet is, so.
So So instead of sleeping 8 hours, I only need to sleep 7 to be fully rested.
Right.
And I'm not actually asleep. I'm not unconscious. It's just like a meditative trance.
Right. So
That is like
what's your skill bonus?
for that 62.
Okay, cool. All right. Okay, so 7 hours for you to sleep.
Yeah.
Fine. Okay, very good. Okay. Jada, you plonk yourself down. What do the rest of you do, please?
Oh, actually, I'll go into the corridor.
Hang on.
Sorry, I just realized these guys might need me not in that room. So just by the dog, I guess.
The sleep time is increased or decreased by the amount of the skill bonus rolled. Okay, yeah, fine. No, we'll go with 7 hours because we haven't organised this in advance. So, cool. Okay, so where are you going, please?
Back into the corridor, sorry.
Cool.
But yeah, let's see where we are. By where the bird is.
All right.
Yeah. Yep. Somewhere
Lovely.
down there. Yeah.
Great.
Cool. Thank you.
Done. Okay. Jada sits down, crosses her legs, and starts to go into a trance. What do the rest of you do?
I think Tanya would continue her investigations, but remain distance from the days, and would be interested in any cognizant. The ceiling is weak, so it would go quite carefully. We'll be checking for, again, same thing, checking for pressure,
Yep.
trap,
Yep. Got
all
it.
the rest.
Cool. So 3 rolls again, please. We'll start off first with the Are you wanting to roll for tracking? Just to check.
I'm not going to worry about tracking. No, I'm just
okay,
going to.
so 2 rolls. The first roll is the detect traps. Give me a roll, please.
So that's 5.
5.
Hopefully.
Yeah, it is definitely masked. Yep. A bonus
Plus
of
57.
Thank you. Okay, and then perception.
Perception is 78 plus 85.
You. Cool. So Tanya, you continue slowly, cautiously around here. You've spotted Yotto coming in, and Yotto does that thing where he walks in, he kind of very quietly captures your attention and kind of indicates with his eyes and his hands, is it okay to walk there? And you give him the nod. Yotto very cautiously comes into the room and is about there. You continue, Tanya, very cautiously each step, treading very cautiously. Nothing till you get to here. You're inspecting the ceiling. Definitely around this doorway, and the ceiling in this area is looking pretty sketchy. Quite a lot of dust has come down. Little bits of the ceiling have come down, but nothing else that you spot. You do spend quite a bit of time at the door, listening. You don't hear anything from the other side of the door. You make your way around, go behind the pillar, looking, watching, checking, and you get to the rubble. You begin to very cautiously make your way through the rubble, and you get back to Yotto in reasonably short order. You don't see anything else.
I'll explain. I'll just explain in, hushed voice about the pipes and the lead door. And I'll point out the holes and wondering what on earth they're for, and a bit worried about triggering something. For that reason, she stayed away from the days and that raised platform, which just gives me the heebie-jeebies. Seems like an obvious thing to do is to walk up there, but without entering within the 4 pillars, what can she see about that days?
Give me a perception roll, please.
61 plus 85.
You can't make out, even with elven eyesight. There's not a lot of light in here. You're carrying one torch, a torch or a lantern that you're carrying, actually, Tanya?
Torch.
Torch. Okay, so one torch from you and a lantern from Nicholas. You know, there's about that amount of light. That's probably what you can see. Raising it up a little bit, there's something in it. Probably what you can see there, actually, would be close enough. And that's it there. That's really as good a look as you can. There's a short step up, first one, and then a second one, and then there's a pedestal. We can zoom in a little bit if you like. Cracked and worn. There is some markings on it. You can see in yellow.
Can I read them?
Oh, yeah, I did mean to say. Sorry, I forgot. There are bands of yellow metal. I meant to say, just reminded myself. Above this door, with the 6 openings, the 6 holes, which appear to be some kind of pipe or tubing or something above, there are bands of yellow metal that cross the door, and also above the door. They would be about that high apart. They'd be about that thick. Yellow bands of metal inset into the door, and inset into the stone above the door, and then again a line of this yellow metal coming down here, either side of the door.
And I can't read those. What's those markings, right?
Not in a language that you know.
Okay. Well, I'll point them out to someone, but just say, yeah. I just wonder if that daze is going to set something off. Point out the metal over the door. That you said it was lead lined. That door, was that the other door?
Lead lined was this one,
right? And
this,
the other,
this one,
and that
this
tubes.
One, this one. I'll just repeat again. This one here was lead lined.
Yeah.
This one here had the 6 tubes above it,
right,
and this strange yellow metal running in bands across the door, and the bands coming down this way. Nothing particular unusual about this door.
Okay.
What do you do?
Nicholas will offer to read the runes on the pedestal and the dais.
Sure.
Yeah. He doesn't want to go within the 4 pillars.
Mm-hmm.
So he will take Tanya's. He'll move where Tanya directs him to, basically, to keep himself safe, if that's possible, to read runes from there.
Mm-hmm. You'll have a bit of a penalty because light's not great, but you move into the room, Nicholas. Wow. Okay.
Well, other people there already.
Okay. Very good. Can you give me a read runes roll, please?
Masked, I hope.
Yes. What was it?
It's a roll of 28.
28. Cool. And what's his skill in reading runes?
56.
Yeah, no idea.
Okay, cool. He'll scuttle back to where he was, which is just outside the room, and he will say he's happy to direct the bird to do any exploring that Tanya or any of them feel is necessary.
I think Yotto would be happy to take the lantern and try and read them too. He has a reading rune skill as well.
Sure, give me a roll.
Oh, I'm stupid. 16.
16, cool. What's his skill, please?
30.
Yeah, no clues for Yotto either. Just
In which case, I think Yotto would get as close as he needs to have a jolly good look.
yeah, sure. Yep. Oh, does he go up onto the pedestal?
Yep.
He does. Okay.
Uh,
Okay. You step up. Yoto, you put your first step on, put your second step on, you're standing there. You keep moving forward.
So can I perceive to make sure there's nothing obvious that's going to get me? I guess he's
Sure.
seen the latch that Tanya found before.
Yeah, give me a roll.
Looking for that. Look abnormal.
Yeah, give me a roll.
Now you're making me worried, Chris.
Don't be worried. Just a happy, jolly story.
65.
65, lovely. What's his perception?
48.
48. Cool. Yeah. No, he sees exactly what's there.
Okay, so can he try reading these runes again now he's considerably closer?
Sure, and he also gets he's got a lantern, so he's got a lot better view of this. I'm going to borrow some with a lantern. There we go. Yeah, a lot better view of what's inside this object, whatever you want to call it, dais. Yeah, give me another roll, please, for the reading runes.
29.
Remember, it's masked. It's always, yeah.
I'm sometimes masking it.
If it's something you don't know, if it's something that your character has no knowledge of, it'll be masked.
Thanks. Yep.
And what do we say? 30. No idea.
Great.
Peering inside, there's dust, yellow dust. Or powder.
Same yellow as the things at the door.
Same yellow as the things at the door. Oh,
The straps on the door that are yellow. Same shade of yellow.
no, slightly different color, or quite a different color. But dust.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely dust. Yellow dust.
Does Yolo share that information?
Yeah, so I think what he'd do is carefully retrace his steps,
Mhm.
and we'll come back and tell the others. That's right. Got close, still rooms, no concept.
Okay.
Glass full of dust. Anxious
Right.
sensation that I can't explain about all of the perceiving required.
Nicholas's ears would pick up at dust. He's thinking back to the fresco in the laboratory room that had one group of arcana people, the beautiful tall people, and one group of, and they were blowing trumpets or something, and one group of people distorted and deformed or being a
The description's in there, Pete, if you want to have a look.
yes, and he was wondering if there was any yellow dust in that fresco that he could see, because he's wondering if this is devil's dust, if this is Altherix, then he's wondering if it's related. No reference in the fresco to yellow dust.
Give me it was yesterday that you saw it. You've been quite interested in this. I'd say it's quite an obvious thing for you to try to focus on. Give me a plus 20 memory roll, unmasked.
93.
93. You're pretty convinced that you didn't see any yellow dust in that. In that.
He will just share that thinking. Thank you.
Just to be clear, however, that image and the other one, of any of the ones in this complex, were the most badly damaged. So there was lots of missing information from it. There was definitely some kind of bad weather or something. There was clouds or something in the picture as well, but no yellow dust.
Yeah. Cool. Thank you.
You're very confident of that.
Cool. Thank you very much.
What happens now?
It could be a place for experiments of some sort. Well, okay, we've regrouped. What's happening with Jaden?
Sleeping.
So I think Yotta would suggest someone stands guard over her, and maybe two of us walk around the dais to the door, the unadorned door. And the reason for that is it doesn't require that door there, Chris. Thank you. Doesn't require a rocket scientist with a bit of spatial awareness to recognise that there must be a smallish kind of room that sits between this and the corridor we came down.
Yeah.
And so it seems like this is a singular room, and it's the door that is not, No, doesn't look scary.
I think
I think
the
he suggests that someone goes for a look-see.
send the budgie in.
Yeah, good thing.
Advance the
Yeah,
budgie.
so how close does Nicholas have to be to budgie? I like a turkey.
100 foot. A turkey. You can call it a turkey.
How big is this room? I didn't need that.
You didn't need what?
How big's I'd be called a turkey. How big's the room, Chris?
Sure.
You need to know though, right?
I always need to know. Yeah.
55 foot that way, and
Okay.
hang on, and 45 that way.
So Scared Cat can stay in the corner, can't he, and send the budgie with me, and I'd want to go with someone else who's good at sneaking.
And I'll just make the point now before you do, Chris. Budgie is going to have limited vision.
Yes, thank you very much. I've been
we can see Budgie.
way too generous with this. Way too generous. And you and I do need to have a chat about this.
Yep.
Spell-list.
Happy
Yep.
to.
Cool.
So, yeah, Tanya will go and take her torch and retrace her steps with the budgie and Yotto.
Done. Yotto and the budgie. Does the budgie have a name, or is it just the budgie?
We'll go round, not over.
Yeah, no, I've got that.
No,
Got that.
Nicholas wouldn't bother naming them because they're sacrificial.
Yeah, sure. No, got the fact you're not going over. I was just simply moving the tokens.
We should the budgie need because he's going to needle for us.
Nicholas, where are you standing? Nicholas, you're on.
Nicholas is standing outside the room.
Okay, so there, and then Severin.
So yeah, Severin will stay in that group there.
Okay.
Just stand in the corner so you can keep an eye on the room.
Cool. And Askell?
Yep. So if no one's sort of watching over Jada, he's happy to do that.
Cool.
Just rest his weary forearm.
Sure. It's been an eventful. Oh no! Where'd the budgie go?
You burnt it.
Did burn the budgie.
We need that.
Bit of a giveaway, that flame, isn't it?
Yes, it is. I don't want to have to do a whole new budgie. Hang on. GM's just gonna. I love this software, but sometimes it is just the most finicky. Just let me. Oh, why aren't increasing in size? There we go. So something like that. Okay, cool. That's where you're all standing. Askell, you've moved out to keep a daisy to keep an eye on Jada. You guys are there. Cool. What happens now?
I guess you ought to open the door and we send in the budgie. This is me conferring with Tanya.
I think
not me.
I think if you and I go either side of the door, and you push the door open, let the budgie go in, and then I'll.
Do you want to have your bow and arrow out just in case?
I can't use it.
Oh, God damn it! I can have my bow and arrow, right?
Yeah. She'll draw a short sword, and then once the budgie goes in, Tanya will sort of just throw the torch a little way into the room.
Okay. She has got a broken wrist that she's holding onto the torch, I'm assuming. She can do it. She's uncomfortable. It's painful, but she can do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
She'll throw it with the other hand. Then.
So she doesn't have a sword drawn.
No, she'll do that after.
Okay, cool. All right. Great. Any other action I should be aware of?
Just staying out of sight. And once the door's open, staying pressed against the wall.
Cool. Door opens. It opens this way. And cave in. The roof has collapsed. And you can see there, hopefully you can see there. Do it this way. Yep. And you can see in there, more to the point you can't see in there, pretty much within maybe 5, possibly 10 foot, the ceilings come down. It's completely and utterly caved in. There's bits of stonework, quite intricate stonework coming out. It looks like it happened a very, very long time ago.
Let's go in. Yotto will go in. Suggest to Tanya they go in. He's happy to take the torch and lead. Perceive, look around, see if there's anything. Particularly though, I mean, again, he'll know that the flames would have been close-ish directly in front of them. Is there any sight of them or anything else that they can see?
Sure.
And I guess it would make sense to ask Tanya to look for those little switchy levery things that she found before.
Sure.
If that's okay with her.
Sure. So in terms of going in, you can go in literally, maybe 6, maybe 7 foot until you hit a wall. You can see the wall of rubble in there. But yeah, you can head in and have a look. Give me a perception roll, please, Yotto. You're on mute, Charles.
Sorry, 91.
91. Cool.
I want that one to be an unmasked perception roll, please.
Roll again, please.
$25.
Roll again, please.
This could either be very good or terrible. 82.
Okay, and what is your perception?
48.
48. You have a good look around inside there, Yotto. As far as you're convinced, there is nothing in here. Blackness, stone, rubble, dust.
I guess he'll come out and tell that to Tanya.
Very, very unstable ceiling. Even your footsteps dislodged a couple of bits of pebble and dust and grime, etc. came down around you.
And again, pass it on to Tanya and ask her what she thinks we should do.
Well, I guess we've got to try another one of these doors, haven't we?
Is the door on the left?
Anybody got any opinions on which one?
Are we taking turns opening doors?
If you want. I was going to send the budgie in again, but
No, he's like, oh yeah, you two have done your turn. Eskel, you're up. Woof.
I guess we'd go back, wouldn't we, Graham? We go back to the group and consult. And look, if Askell wanted to go over, look, Yotto's happy to stand guard over Jada while that happens.
Yeah, I reckon you do the same on one of the other doors. Yellow door or lead door?
Yellow door.
I'd suggest the not pipes door.
Yeah, all right, the not pipes door.
Which is the lead door.
So rinse and repeat.
Yeah.
So,
Chris, you just want to put me standing over Jada, so I'm essentially standing guard over her.
Over Jada. Yep.
Yeah, I think she's in the corner, isn't she?
Yep.
Thanks.
Okay.
did you guys have weapons out?
Yep.
Shouldn't have 2 Nicholases. One is quite enough. Okay. Tanya,
So, Eskel will draw his cutlass because he would have put it away while he's getting bandaged.
Mm-hmm. Cool. And anybody else changing any position or anything else I need to know?
No.
Oh, okay.
This is outside the room.
Okay, so I need to move you a bit further.
Yeah, just out into the hallway.
Cool. Yeah. All right. Great. What happens now?
Eskel will open the door. Does it open outwards or inwards? Check.
It's same as the other one. It opens into the room this way.
Okay. So he will left hand opening the door, right hand with cutlass.
Cool.
And just carefully peering through, like just a bit of a test. Crack the door, see if anything jumps out and says "boo," or probably just even keeping a nose out for any unusual smells. Or
sounds like a perception roll to me. Give me a roll if you want to do a roll beforehand. Up to you.
Yeah, just crack the door, check for that. Just if there's suddenly like a blue light disco going on, you want to check that.
Give me a roll, please.
33, and then plus 31.
No, you don't smell anything. You don't see anything. You don't hear anything.
Okay, he'll open it a quarter.
He doesn't. The door doesn't budge.
Oh. So, did it open at all? Just a smidge?
Nope, didn't open.
Does it have a keyhole?
Sorry?
About the right size for a, large iron key? Oh, I suppose I can't see this, sorry.
Yeah.
Has it got a lock?
It does have a lock.
Is it approximate to the one we had before?
Approximate size, yeah.
Well, may as well retrieve the key and see if it fits.
Sure. It doesn't fit.
Okay. Can Tanya attempt to pick it?
Sure, if she wants.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
Being mindful of any triggers.
Mm-hmm. Lovely. Damn it. That's okay. Give me a pick and loss roll, please.
86.
Mm-hmm.
Plus 63.
Lovely. 86. Okay. Very good. So you don't get any bug. Interesting. Interesting. Door opens.
Oh, you mean it's unlocked?
You unlock it. Yep. Well, sorry. The lock definitely is open. Yes.
Okay. Well, we'll do the budgie thing if the Haskell's happy to do that.
Yep.
Yep. So you open the. Yeah. Tell me what happens, please.
Haskell. Well, I think Haskell. 10 years. All right. 10 years on her side, so she will unlock the latch and then stand aside for the budgie to go in.
Okay. Door opens.
And then Lobeth, same as before, but just lob a torch in there.
She throws the torch in. Sure.
Yeah, just a little way.
Sure. Super. We need to borrow copy, paste somebody with some light and someone who can reveal. Another door.
Okay, and
everything in here, it's closed. Everything in here is, it's meant to be closed. It is closed. It's not going to, the map's not allowing me to do it. Everything here is, however, this chamber is lead lined. The floor is covered in lead. The door is covered in lead. And the ceiling is covered in lead. Everything is covered in lead.
So this could be some. Not that she knows what one of these is, but it is almost like a sort of airlock. I guess she wants a quick conflab, saying, this is a bit odd. It's almost as if there's a door and a door and a contained in a box. that might be a sort of means to decontaminate before you move on to the next, or
Perhaps you can't open that second door until you close the first door.
well, it might be there.
Hmm.
Might be there for the purpose of experimentation. You're right. So
No life forms that Nicholas could ascertain except for ours, right? Nicholas? Just our fixed life forms. Right at the very beginning of the session, you had a look around, didn't you? And you see the 6 of us. And so if there was something within 80 feet behind us that was alive or sentient, you would have perceived it, yeah?
So not necessarily not life forms. I think my interpretation of what the spell does is sentient thinking beings. So they must have at least some
Thinking
whatever
this.
that means. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think the most sensible explanation for this, Yotto would think, is actually it's to protect people coming into the experiment room, and we are in the experiment room.
maybe.
It would seem to me as if it would be relatively safe to go through this door.
I
the
think
sensible
the other.
thing would be to Jada to have a good look around to see if they can see any of those clever little,
Tanya.
Tanya, sorry, to see if
Yeah, she's
she can.
happy to search the area for anything interesting. Tracks, triggering, pipes, whatever.
Yep, give me a roll, please.
Because she knows about the little locky things, right?
38 plus 85.
I mean, the covering is lead. You don't see anything unusual. There's no changes in the lead. There's nothing. No, you don't see anything.
Does the door have a lock in it?
Doesn't.
Does the door open?
Technically, you aren't there, Yotto.
Oh, good point. Sorry, I've done it again. I apologise. Except you could ask the question because these people have come back for a conflict, right?
I don't know. My understanding is these characters, with the exception of Nicholas, are there. Nicholas's counter is there. So the only ones that are seeing this is Nicholas poorly through the bird's eye, and Tanya and Askell.
George, what was you, Askell?
What was that?
What do you want to do, Askell?
Oh gosh.
Do you want to try the next door?
Yeah, he'll give it a go.
Send the budgie in.
Yeah. It has been quite a long time, so it could be whatever it was there for. Might be long dissipated or dead.
What?
Yeah. So yep. Askell will hop up, go up and try the door.
Okay. You head up. You walk on through. You walk across the leaden floor into this leadened passageway. You grab the door. You pull it open, and it opens.
Right. Bit of light.
Bit of light.
Send budgie.
Yep. Small room. I didn't change this over. Damn it. Super. So what you see inside is the following. A small chamber and there is a huge chunk of rock, maybe a little bit smaller than that, about that color, maybe a little bit darker, but it's shot through with lots and lots of this yellow metal. Lots of it. Veins you can see even from back at this this first doorway that you're at. They're like veins of this yellow, I presume it's metal or mineral or something, running through it. What you do also see, Askell, from your point of view of peering into the room, is there is more lead inside this room. The room's small. It is some 13 foot, not large.
And what? I mean, would it be the color of gold or different?
Different.
Damn.
Gold-ish, but yeah, a bit different color.
Okay.
I suspect Haskell would, we probably already have a discussion in the corridor about, hey, lead lining usually means it's trying to contain something. So there could be something about this rock and what it contains. It could be magnetic, it could be radioactive, but we don't know what radioactive is. Could just be evil and just permeating evil or something outer-worldly.
Is there any way past the rock?
From what you guys can see there, yeah, you can walk either side of it. It's you could go either that side and into the room or that side and into the room. It's a little bit smaller than it is on screen. I wonder if I can shrink it down some. No, that's going to be too much effing around, I think. Yeah, that's going to be too much screwing around. You can enter the room here, or you can enter the room here.
All right, should we push on? Tanya suggests we cover our faces with some sort of material.
Okay. Possibly also both Tanya and Haskell are both carrying injuries, so are we the right people to push on in the event of something happening?
Well, maybe
Push on, do you mean into this room?
Yeah, well, Haskell's forearm's still injured and Tanya's
Why don't
still...
we just get the bird to look?
Yeah, send the bird in.
Yep.
Okay.
Can the bird
voice
hold a light source, so can it?
The bird won't be able to get round. It's too large. It's about 9 foot by how wide, Pete?
2 to 5 foot radius.
To 5 foot, so it can be smaller.
Yeah, its limbs can extend and retract as needed.
Okay. Yeah, of course they can. Yeah, we need to speak about the spell list. Based on that, yeah, I suppose it can. I suppose it can into the room.
All right, and Tanya will give Yotto a wave if Haskell, you want to sit this out.
Nicholas will voice that he's really nervous about having both doors open, and he thinks that we should be as quick as we can and close both doors.
We attempt to wedge them open? Like
he's worried about a lead-lined room is keeping something in that room, and he doesn't want it coming out to where he is. He wants us to close this room as quickly as possible.
Okay. Would you would advise against going any further?
He can get the bird to have a quick look, but otherwise I think we should get out of here and close the doors. Obviously, it's containing something in there.
All right.
That's his opinion.
But the bird needs some sort of light source.
Is there enough light from Haskell standing near the door with a torch?
Yes, Haskell standing near the door with the torch would be sufficient. Yep.
He'll direct the bird to have a very quick look, and then he'll retract it.
All right. Well, Tanya will shut the outer door.
No. So leaving Haskell in
there? No, she'll be on the inside.
Okay, so Haskell and Tanya go in. Door closes. Bye bye.
Yeah. No. She'll hold it so she can close it quickly if necessary.
Oh. Fuck. Rubbish luck. Copy. Paste. Small room. Really, really, really small room. That's it, as far as you can see. Exactly that, with the rock being slightly smaller and slightly further to the back. It would weigh many, many, many tons. It's a huge chunk of stone. The entirety of this little room is encased with lead on the ceiling, on the floor. There's nothing else in here as well.
Tanya waves to.
Hang on, I hadn't finished the description. Nothing else in here. The ceiling seems to be intact, and there's not even a lot of dust in here either.
All right, we'll get out as quick as possible and shut both doors. If that's all right with you, that's cool.
Yep. Could be some spooky spirit thing as well, apparition perhaps.
Nicholas would be keen to quiz if he couldn't see through the bird's eyes. His question is that rock sitting on the lead, or is it embedded and it's had the room built around it, or it's been transported in there? So he's asking, if he couldn't see that himself through the bird, he'd be asking Tanya and Haskell.
Can either Tanya or Haskell... You can't see through the bird because their bird's eye is rubbish. Tanya or Haskell, you'd have to give me a perception roll on that if Nicholas is shouting to you. Or have you left already?
Oh, they would have noticed. But, you notice if a rock's embedded in the floor.
No. I'm asking for a perception roll. So, no, you wouldn't have noticed. Thanks, Pete. Thanks for... just to correct you there. Haskell or Tanya. You give me a perception roll, please.
With Tanya.
Cool.
She's better percepting.
Yeah.
Cool. Give me a roll.
Quick. 17
Thanks.
plus 75. Sorry, that's the wrong character. 85.
85. So, Nicholas, you shout to them to have a look. Tanya reports back that it is sitting on top of the lead.
Cool. He'll thank her and hope she's out safe.
Yeah, get out, shut both the doors.
Cool, done. How long were you in there for, would you say?
About 10 seconds. Not long.
Okay. Interesting. Cool. What do you do now?
Just freaking us out now, isn't he?
James is going to
What's the other door?
James is going to get some more water.
I suppose if the material on the door, these strips, are the same stuff as that, then how dangerous is that material if it's now outside in this room?
Don't know.
I can tell you it's very dangerous because he said, "How long have you been in there?"
He could be just messing with us.
I don't know.
Our skin's going to fall off soon.
Haskell started coughing blood.
No.
Why would Chris build this if it wasn't to explore and figure out? I reckon this rock is going to be important and useful. I'm sure it's a fun little story. I think this is one of the core ingredients of Devil's Dust.
I agree.
I mean, I wonder if we shouldn't be in there chipping a bit off and taking it with us in all seriousness.
Yeah, we can always come back to that. But
I don't think that should be carrying something with us that's needing to be contained in a lead-lined room, though. But then again, as I said, there's the stuff on the door.
We can strip lead off the walls, can't we? We could strip lead, take some, wrap it up.
The bird can carry it. Can we
If
just
you're listening
hold
about
it
my
up?
mind, just say.
all right, do you want to do the same on the third door?
Yeah, sounds good.
Who wants to come this time?
Well, if it's radiation, Haskell might as well keep going.
Okay.
That way, it's I don't know, if there's stuff happening to us that we don't know about, that at least we'll just be minimised to a couple of people.
Sure,
Cool,
I will ask for both a roll from both Haskell and Tanya, please.
Oh, great.
Oh. This is
94.
94. Thank you very much. And Haskell?
30.
Lovely. Thank you. Thank you. Cool. What happens?
Onwards to the next door.
Yeah, we'll do the same,
Final door.
same thing on the next door.
So the bird goes in the center. And Yotto, are you still outside with Jadar? Same position as before, yeah?
Yeah.
Cool.
It's coming to relieve me. I'm standing guard over Jada.
Cool, lovely.
Nicholas and I are in easy communicating distance with each other, aren't we?
Oh god, you are
Cool, that's all I wanted to know. Perfect, thanks.
11 foot away. Yep. Very good. So you come up to this door. Anything I should know before you arrive?
Just staying off the days, and got torch in a hand. Does the door open inwards or outwards?
Opens inwards.
Askel, you can get this one. It's on your side.
Sounds good.
Does have a lock. You do notice.
Okay.
Eskel will just check. He'll reach out, see if the door will open.
Okay. Cool.
If it's locked or not.
Lovely. You put your hands on the lock, and there is
Oh dear.
cranking noise from far inside this complex. And then
Can we
there's
react?
nope. And then there's a rattling sound.
Run.
No, hang on. This is all happening in an instant. Give me a chance to describe, please,
Oh.
and then at the once I've had a chance to actually describe the scene, I'll then hand over to characters to act. Thanks. Accompanied by the rattling noise, and this all happens in the blink of an eye. There's the sound of something coming down in a hurry, and from 3 of these holes, 1, 2, 3 above the door, 3 long twisting metal objects drop into the room. 1, 2, 3. Initiative time.
That happened in 2 seconds, or
Yep. Happened very, very swiftly.
Check how long has Jada been asleep?
40 minutes? So no, not that. Maybe 30 minutes, something like that.
I don't want to wake up. I hate snakes.
And off the screen for a second. Super. Okay, so not as big as this. That would be maybe half that size, but the map is just absolutely hating me tonight. These 3 things drop down, and it happens incredibly quickly. Rattle of machinery. These tubes open up. You think maybe more of these were meant to come out, but anyway, you thought there was more rattling above, but 3 have fallen. We're going to go into rounds. Initiative. Rolling initiative. Jada, you're first to act. You are asleep. This one here rattles and clunks Tanya out of the tube and kind of hurtles itself out into the room and lands with a clunk there. It takes a second or so and is coiling up and turning around. It doesn't act this round. Next up. Same. This one here, Askell lands, kind of rockets out. Sound like it came down at force out of these tubes, rattling down out of these tubes, rockets into the room, and lands with a plop there. And then the third one does the same. No action, it's just initial kind of crunch onto the ground, and then that's it for the round. Nicholas.
Nicholas is going to how far is he from Jada? Please.
Close. 11 foot or something. Is that Nicholas? Yes, it is. That's Jada. 10 foot. You can move there without penalty in a round.
Cool, thank you. He will do that, and he'll want to jostle her.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. He will say to Severin and Yotto, there are 3 metal snakes in the room near the door.
Done.
So he's intending to wake Jada, and he will opportunity action either move the bird between the snakes and Askell if Askell moves, or he'll have the bird attack if it hasn't moved at the end of the round.
Okay.
Yeah. Cool, thank you.
Next up, Askell. You had your cutlass out. These things have gone over your head and have plopped on the floor behind you. They look like that. Not very friendly. What do you do?
Can I move this round? Like, because Askell, if they're behind me, Askell would like to. He would have heard them plonk, but can he move to just beside the pillar so it blocks their?
Yeah, sure. Where does he move to?
Yeah, so just basically in line with the pillar.
To there?
Yep.
Okay, done. Sure.
How much of an action is that?
Oh, nothing. Nothing. It's like a footstep. Yep.
Okay. Askell would like to do transcend armor and cast a spell.
Done. Go for it. We need to add in the transcend armor into the spell roll. I think that's what we said, because it's a fairer roll. Yes. No, we didn't. No, 2 separate rolls. Yep, give me a roll to transcend armor. That's right. Yeah, transcend armor first. So 101 plus. Yes, sorry, I'm getting mixed up.
Yeah, 75 plus 63.
Fine, nice work.
So that's all good. And then, he's going to do the instant shield spell.
Give me a roll.
78.
78. That spell goes off. So transcend armor I think is 20 from memory. The instant spell is 30. You've got 70% left to act.
What did you say? 20 plus 30 is 50?
No. He has transcend armor is 20. Yes, the instantaneous spell is 10. So he has spent 30 of his 100. He's got 70 left to act.
Okay, he's going to split that into a parry across. Okay. Yeah, he'll just go put that whole 70% into parry against that snake that's closer to him.
Okay.
The whole 70.
Sure. Lovely. Yotto, you've just heard both Nicholas say what he's just heard. You've also heard the rattling of machinery and the rattling of something in the roof, and these 3 loud as something has hit the ground. What do you do?
So his sword is already out. These 2 people he's next to are Jada and who?
Nicholas.
No, well, there are 3 little blobs here.
Severin.
Oh, Severin.
Nicholas,
Okay.
and Tanya.
Okay, so Yotto will move up to be side by side with Severin.
Okay.
To protect those 2.
Mm-hmm.
Is that any percent of his action?
I doubt it. 11%. No free action. A step, basically 2 steps.
Thank you. He's going to cast an instantaneous. Mark a technical question. And either Graham or you or P might know it. So one of Yotto's spells is Sleep.
Yep.
And it just puts the targets into a sleep.
Yep.
But it doesn't say that the targets need to be something that would usually sleep, right? So my presumption on the basis of this is that metal snakes don't usually sleep, right? But the spell itself, the actual wording of it doesn't suggest it needs to be something that would usually sleep. So just from he would know how the spell works, right? From a technical perspective, is this the sort of creature he would expect a sleep spell to work on?
He doesn't know.
Okay, that's weird. All right, fine. He's going to cast Shield 1, an instantaneous spell.
Has he ever seen these creatures before? Does he know what they are?
What?
Right. He's got no idea.
All right, all good. So he's going to cast, Shield 1.
Okay. Give me a roll.
Oh, the child's get a brain. 30.
30 is an instantaneous spell.
It is.
Lovely. The spell goes off.
Excellent. So he's at -7 plus 10. So now he's at +3 for his defense. And he's going to use his other 90% as an opportunity action.
Mm-hmm.
And the opportunity action is going to be full parry.
Full parry? Sure thing.
Thank you.
Lovely. Severin.
Okay, Severin will invite Yotto to follow him, but I don't think he'll want to delay because there's 3 of them. So he will move up. He'll drop the bow, draw his sword, and move upwards, and walk to a position that's short of the snake. How far away is he from the snake?
Closest snake to him is 40 foot.
Right, okay, well he might just stop short then. About there.
Cool.
With his sword shield up. Opportunity, full parry with the if he gets attacked in this round.
Yep.
Whenever he's got left, he'll put it on parry and get ready for...
He's just moved, he's just walked 50%, 100%, pretty much. So,
100%.
Well, you haven't told me otherwise, so I've assumed he's walking.
Okay, well, he'll run and keep a parry up his sleeve.
Okay. Yep, got it. I normally don't ask for running rolls on requests from my players. I specifically have noted in my notes there's a lot of rubble here. He does need to make a running roll to get across this successfully. It's quite an uneven surface.
I won't bother because I'm in armor.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. He'll be next round he'll have to parry.
Okay, so he moves up and stays there. Done.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So, Chris, sorry, can I check? I just don't know how this works. So obviously I've had my turn. This is not my opportunity action.
Yep.
So Severin has asked Yotto to come.
Yes.
How do I do that?
Yeah,
what do I do?
Sure. So you're faster than Severin. You're faster than anybody who hasn't yet acted. You can, ideally at a moment where the GM's not narrating too much, but where there's a break to say, hey, I'd now like to act on what Severin said and do so. You sacrifice 10% activity because you have already called out your intended action, which was going to be to parry. So you now have 80% left to act. But you can now... something has happened that you want to change or to break your action. You can do that, but the sacrifice is a second of your 10 seconds.
Okay, so if I do that, can you just help me by telling me how much of my action, of the 80% that remains, would he use by running the wherever Severin is?
Well,
does he have any?
You tell me that. So running.
Oh, sorry.
Yep. So the distance is 30%. 30 foot to Severin. You need to figure it out with how far your character can move to tell me how much he moves and at what pace.
Okay, excellent. Yeah. The problem is on my character sheet, my move is minus 4,100 because was an issue setting up the PDF. We've never quite figured that. My understanding is he can move 65 feet and around.
There you go.
Like a long.
Yep, let's go with that.
Okay, and so it's 30 foot, so that's 50% of his action, is that correct?
Correct.
Cool, okay, in which case he'll do that. He'll follow Severin, and that will leave him his 30% opportunity action full parry.
Done.
Thanks, Chris.
Done. Easy. Thank you. Tanya, one of these things has just plopped behind you. What do you do?
Hit it. I don't want to put my back. Can I position...
Well, hang on. Last I heard, you were at this door. You're carrying a torch in your unbroken wrist. You would need to drop the torch.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm getting to it. What I'm saying is I don't want to expose my back to any. So she will drop the torch, draw a sword.
Okay.
And I guess move between the pillar and the wall. And then attack 80, 20. Yeah, like that. That's
okay.
right.
Okay.
And attack at 80. They've already acted, haven't they? Yeah, she may as well go all in then. What she's got left.
Yeah, cool.
But she's just dropped the torch. It's not.
Yep. So the torch drops. That's a 0 action. So the torch. I'm not going to mess around with it. But the torch has dropped here. Yeah. It's landed facing that way. So snakes have a back. This one has a back. You've acted for 20 to draw your sword. Other than that, you can attack. Give me a roll.
80% of her sword.
Yes.
Is.
She does have the negative 15, of course, from her wrist.
Yeah, well, 80% is 82.4.
Lovely, thank you. Have you got a calculator, Grant?
Oh, I have one on my computer, but it's just a bit. Okay.
Give me a roll.
33.
33 is a back attack. Now let me just check something. 33 was the roll. Just coming around. Goodness me. Goodness me. Okay, cool. 33 was the roll. Thank you. You have a back attack to this thing. It does have its DB, so I've got 82 for the sword with a negative 15 because of your wrist, plus 35 because of a rear attack with a roll of a 33. You I'll give it a partial DB, not a full DB.
I don't know if this counts for anything, but the sword was set to slay metal things in the other room.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yep. How long does it last for? Doesn't right now. First up, you hit it. You do it 4 hit points. Smack. You dent it. it doesn't do a crit, but maybe for your next turn, check and see how long that effects last for, if you can find it. But that's your action, Tanya.
Sorry, what was the damage? 5 hits, you said?
4 hits.
4 hits.
Yep.
And she'll be parrying next time.
Okay, thank you. That is the end of the round, unless the bird wants to act.
Yes, the bird was going to move between. He was wanting. So there's two sort of nearer Askell. He's wanting to move between the Askell and the other one. I don't think he can block the one near the pillar, but he could. It's trying to block. Yeah, you've got it. And and I'd like to make an attack with the bird if possible.
Mm-hmm. On which one?
On the one it's blocking.
Okay.
So the one nearest the dais.
Oh, for God's sake. I'm sick of this. Alright. This is a bird.
Another copy of Nicholas?
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Oh, there it is. Oh, oh, that's handy. Of course, Nicholas came down and he exposed it. I'm sure I've done this before. Ignore Fog of War. There we go. The umpteenth time. Okay, done. We will delete Nicholas. Is that safe to delete? Yes, it is. We'll spin this chappy around. There we go. Done. Same attack. It's plopped down behind. You have a rear attack on it. Give me a roll, please.
Rolled a 5.
You've acted for how much of your action this round, please?
We didn't determine it. It was Nicholas moving a bit, jostling Jada and talking. There's that 20% action, 30% action.
Yeah, 30%.
30%. Cool. I'll just do it attacks with a 70, so 70 times 0.7 equals 49.
Okay. Okay, attacks with a 49. Thank you. And it was a roll of a 5. I think that's a fumble. Roll again.
On
Yep, roll again. I think. Is it?
No, it hasn't been in the past. It's been 1 and 2s for unarmed strike. I'm pretty sure. In fact, yeah.
Ram, butt bash, down.
Oh, that's what it was. Yeah, true.
Slug attack. You are correct. It's 1 or 2. Yep. Okay, so it is a 5. Done. It does get rear. And... this is ridiculous. This is a really powerful attack table. It does it 1 hit amazingly. Does it 1 hit in an A critical, please? Roll the. That's amazing. 1 hit point.
Gee whiz. That's crazy.
Yep, that's why I want to really, really curtail the hell out of this, because this is just silly. Yeah. Yep, sorry?
51.
51. 51 reduced by 20 is 31. 31. 4 hits.
Cool. Thank you.
That is the end of the round. Next round. Initiative. Anybody parrying, please jot it down in Discord. Anybody changing initiative, please let me know. And we are off to the races. The first thing to act is critter number 3, which is this one on Tanya. These things are fast. Whip smart and whip fast spins. That's not whip fast. And attempts to savage Tanya with a bite.
And she's on.
Hang a sec. Just a second. 3. And rolls. Ooh, okay. And you're about to say, Graham, she's on full parry, is that right?
Yep.
Lovely. Which is what, please?
100 and... Sorry, where are we?
It's all right.
103.
103, lovely. Thank you. Yeah, so complete block. Perhaps very smart. You turn, it lunges for you really fast, really dangerous. It misses. But had you not parried, you could have been in serious trouble, but you turned it aside, Tanya. Next one. Jada, you were jostled by Nicholas. Could you make me an observation waking kind of roll? Is probably the best thing to describe Jada.
Sure. I'm not really asleep. I'm just concentrating on resting, so I can probably just be hearing all this.
No. You
okay.
definitely can't, because if you read the description of the skill, it says physical prodding allows one to make a static maneuver to leave a trance. So please give me a roll to leave the trance. So
it is 91. Nice.
91. That's good. Yeah. As does a painful strike. What's her skill in this? What's the skill bonus, please, for this? Hello, Jada. What's her skill?
For which skill?
For her meditation skill.
Oh, right, 62.
Thank you. Cool. Yeah, so that was successful. Nicholas's physical shaking of you, jostling, I think you said, Pete, or something similar, was enough. Jada, you're now kind of waking up. You can't act this round, but next round you can. You're obviously sitting down. Nice one. Good rolling. Next up is number 1. This critter here. So it is going to try to strike you, Askell. It does exactly the same as Tanya, the one on Tanya, and you had put your shield up, I believe. So the shield is 20, is that right? Hello, Askell?
I think he said be right back a while ago.
Okay.
He might not be back.
Okay, cool. We'll go with 20. I think it's 25 for the shield, isn't it? Yep, can hear you now.
Oh, it's alright. Yeah, 25.
Lovely, cool. So DB of 19, shield of 25.
Cool. And we're taking minus the penalty at the moment as well.
That doesn't come into it. No, it doesn't come into it. No.
Okay.
Cool.
And it's 70% parry.
Oh, I didn't hear that. So what is 70% parry, please?
70.
Oh, 70. That's nice and easy. Thank you. Okay, I hadn't realised. Yep, I hadn't realised for the parry. Again, parrying saves the day. It misses. Yotto, you're next to act.
Yeah, so as in Discord, Chris, is opportunity action full parry, and the opportunity will be to strike if he's not struck.
Okay, so if one of these creatures doesn't attack, he will attack it.
At the end of the round, that's correct, thank you.
Thank you. It's interesting. One. Next. What happened to my rounds got all messed up? It's weird. 2. 1. Next is Jada. That one. 4 is Yotto. 5. Okay, Nicholas.
Would like to do an attack on, is it number 2, I think?
It is. Yep, give me a roll, please.
Yeah, full attack on number 2, please. 89.
Good roll. Yep. Doesn't get rear anymore. And plus 70, it's again your usual 5 unbalance.
Yeah.
Roll, please.
And an A, I assume.
Yes, correct.
31.
31. You do another 11 hits.
Thank you.
It's then... What does it do? Yeah, it goes for the big thing in front of it that it tried to attack it. And tries to chomp on the birdie. I've got the stats for the bird here. It manages to do the bird some damage, but not much damage. The bird had 120 hits, I think.
Correct.
Yeah,
Correct.
cool. So it's just gone down a bit. Next, Severin. Hello, Severin.
So, what's the distance between Severin and the pillar that's in front of, basically the spot behind the creature attacking Tenya?
To there?
Yeah, a little bit further. So diametrically opposite.
Oh, to there?
No, in between. So the creature's between Tenya and Severin.
Okay. That's 17 foot.
So he doesn't want to move there. He wants to move so the creature is in between Severin and Tenya. Left of it.
There? What do you mean?
So you draw a straight line between the 3 points. They'd be in a row.
He wants to go there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's okay. Yep. 22 foot.
And then he will has this one acted yet? Has you seen it move?
He's seen it move, yeah.
Yeah, he'll attack it. It's got its back to him, right?
Yes. Yes, it will. It does.
He'll go full in.
Okay. So he moves. You're at negative 22 because of the walk. Give me a roll. Number 3.
53.
53.
Plus 157.
Got that. Thank you. And then 35. You did maneuver a little bit. Cool.
And then the back. Do I get the back?
Yes, you do. Yep, I've added that on. Yep.
Cool.
So 50 over. By the way, just while I'm looking this up, did you figure out how long your slaying lasts for?
I think it's gone. I think it's 5 minutes.
Okay, cool. And that's, yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah. What, is there a slay spell that I would look that up?
Sorry?
Is there a slay spell that is taken from?
No, it's not a slaying spell. It's slaying is just inherent in the item. So not a spell. No. 11 in a D critical, and you would have done. You did do, I should say. You did. Yeah, a D and an A. Roll the D, please.
Wow, that's quite a come down.
What's that?
Oh, D and an A, right, and the E.
No E. No E. A D and an A.
So it gets downgraded that much.
Yes.
All right, I'll roll the D first.
Thank you.
11.
You do it another 5 hits, and bits of metal come off it. You hit it pretty hard. Coming back for the A in a second. Just give me a second to set it up. Okay, roll the A, please.
7.
Sorry?
7.
Okay, no additional damage. That's it. That's your attack, Severin.
It's all right.
No. I think he wants to take his opportunity action and have a smash at the closest snake.
No, that was Severin's action, I said.
Oh, sorry. I thought you said that was the end of the round. Apologies.
No, not yet. Not yet. Super. Askell.
He would like to 50% parry and 50% strike.
Okay. Sure thing. Excellent. Give me a roll, please, on number 1.
So I got a 74 plus 102. Oh, sorry, not 102, just plus 50.
50? Yep. Lovely.
Yeah.
Yep. Glancing, amazingly, glancing shot, and also you're still injured. You may recall. Glancing shot, you do it 3 hits.
Cool.
Tanya.
She'll do a 60-40 attack.
60-40. She's parried full this round.
Ah, sorry. Yeah, okay. No, I'm just moving. I'm losing track of rounds. Okay, it's the same. Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, no, that's still what she's doing then. Yeah.
There is a. Yep. Sorry. There is a option in Rolemaster to attack with a +0 if you wish. The chances you might get lucky. The other chances you might drop your sword. Your call.
Oh, I see. So with no bonus, in other words.
Correct.
And so you
what it's trying to, I think what the rule makers were trying to do was to say you put everything into your shot, and as you're kind of waving your sword around, you might happen to clip them, basically.
All right, may as well.
Sure. Give me a roll.
80.
80. Number 3. Oh. GM should stop giving out free advice. Even... Oh, you don't get rear anymore. There you go. Oh, even with your rear gone. Even with your rear gone. I mean, these things are fast, but... because that's what it is. Because they're in rank 20. They're in full plate. So you kind of hit them every single blow, pretty much. You do it 1 hit, Tanya.
Okay, thanks.
Next up. That's, other than Yotto, is the end of the round. Yotto.
Thank you. I'll take my opportunity action to give, I think it's number 1 who's the closest to him. He'll take a big step forward and smack it with Odashi.
Done.
Hard. On its 66 scale.
Done. Give me a roll, please. Hello?
Sorry, Chris. 97.
Why? Roll again.
Nice one.
5.
Why are the follow-up open-endeds always low? I don't know what it is. What's his skill with... no, I think I know his Onodachi skill, but can you just confirm?
Yeah, look, it's 97, but he's only using 80% of it, so it's 79.
Thank you. Cool. It is a rear attack. Yeah, I mean, that's a pretty intense. Hang on, let me just do a bit of calculation. Minus 150, 34 divided by. Where is my? I don't suppose, Charles, you happen to know in this book here what page number the Onodachi is on? Do you? Maybe not.
17 or 19.
Oh, Charles, you just made my night. Thank you.
Well, only if I'm right.
You are
Which I might
right.
not be.
You are right. You are right.
I hate my brain sometimes. Can't I remember them?
52. It's 9. Okay, cool. Divided by 9. 2.7. That is a very nasty 16 in a D and a D and an A. Roll the D crit first.
$30.
30 on the D. You smash it on its side. You do another 3 hit points. Bollock. Crunch. Crunches into the metal. And then for the A, just give me a second to set this up, please. Yotto. And it was on number 1. Lovely. And give me a roll for the A.
34.
34. You will get to strike this creature before it strikes you next round. So please remind me of that. So you get to act first. If I go to say this creature acts before you do, please correct me, and you get to act before it does. You do it 1 more hit.
It's just a DNA crit, just an excellent DNA crit, yeah?
Yes. That is the end of the round. I'm conscious it's 9 past 10. I'm happy to keep playing for another half an hour or so, but I'm also realise that other people are weary too. Keep going or call it there.
Yeah, sorry, I'm going to have to duck out, sorry.
Okay.
Oh, is that the time?
Yeah. And if I stay on, it'll be 11 o'clock and then yada, so...
Okay, folks. Very good. We shall leave it there for this evening. Well, some progress. 2 doors opened. 3 snakes.
That's a, what is that, massive milestone for us, opening 3 doors in 1 session.
Yep.
That's a door an hour.
It's a door
Yeah,
an
it's
hour.
like- it's a good run.
Yep.
It's funny that we opened the most eventful door last, though, right? Seems to be.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool snake picks. Very cool snakes.
You like
They
them?
weren't radioactive.
Yep.
I'm loving Copilot for my AI images. They're good.
Yeah, I've just started to have I'm hoping to be able to send you images soon, Chris, more regularly.
Oh, cool. Of what?
For our, questions and stuff. It'd be nice to get back. I used to get my brother to do it, but he's got too busy.
Nice one, folks. Sorry, the GM was maybe not on his best form. I think we're all tired. We were saying before it's end of yearitis. There we go, folks. Hope you enjoyed it. A few more things for you to mull on, chew on, and let's see what happens next time.
Yeah, Sophocles and a title.
Yeah, Sophocles and a title. Yeah.
I'll come back to you if that's all right.
Yeah, sure thing. Sure thing.
All right.
Nice.
Okay, folks.
Thank you. Great session. Thank you.
Okay, see you
Great
guys.
fun.
Bye.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye. 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 Bye.
Bye.
Bye.